What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video I want to show you some very interesting information that just came out of Ripple that shows they are extremely confident they are going to get a big win in this current case against the SEC, and they know for a fact when it's said and done XRP will not be declared a security. Make sure you guys stick around for this is really important. Since I've been involved in the XRP community, there has always been so much speculation about a flip of the switch moment. In this video, I want to show you guys exactly why a flip of the switch moment isn't as unrealistic as a lot of people make it seem, and we can actually see some very interesting hints of this actually happening from Mojo Loop themselves. Mojo Loop is a highly secretive project using Ripple to help transform payments all over the world. In this video, I want to dig into that and show you guys what they just put out that makes me think a flip of the switch moment is a lot more probable than a lot of people want to make you think. I also received a bunch of comments on my last video where I was talking about the different reasons why the SEC would want to settle this case. A lot of people were asking why Ripple would want to settle the case if they're currently beating the SEC so badly. At the end of this video, I want to break down exactly why Ripple is so incentivized to settle this case, because it is actually much more beneficial for Ripple to settle this case with the SEC, and that's what's so interesting about the situation we're in right now. It's beneficial for both parties to settle this case, and one of the primary reasons I believe this case will end in a settlement. Like always, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you enjoy the update. Before we get started, if you guys want some free stocks, make sure to check out the link in the description below. If you deposit $1 with MOO-MOO, you will get 6 free stocks that could be worth up to $1,000. So make sure to check that out if you want some free stocks. So with that said, I want to start out with this because this is pretty significant. We are starting to see a trend with Ripple starting to set up headquarters all over the world in a bunch of different jurisdictions. Just today, breaking, Ripple has opened an office in Toronto, Canada to serve as a crypto hub with plans to initially hire 50 engineers. So this is pretty outstanding news because we are starting to see a serious trend with Ripple doing this. Just a couple weeks ago, we saw that Ripple actually set up another headquarters in Miami, which is an awesome sign, but before that, they set up another headquarters in San Francisco. While this is obviously extremely bullish news for Ripple's business, it's also so important to point out that this is all happening during the Ripple SEC case. Ripple setting up different headquarters in the US really goes to show that they have no plans on leaving and expect a beneficial outcome out of the current case against the SEC. The fact that they are already setting up different headquarters, I think goes to show that they are really not worried about this case at all and really see themselves winning when it's said and done. Now that they're setting up a headquarters in Canada, I think it just goes to show that they understand they have the US market under control. Let's face it, Canada is heavily influenced by US policy, and there is no way Ripple would be setting up a headquarters in Canada without clarity in the US. Canada pretty much mirrors most of the regulatory policies of the US anyway, so if XRP was a no-go in the US, it would likely be a no-go in Canada. I just think these are really important things to be paying attention to because I see a lot of people get very worried about the current Ripple SEC case. Guys, the events we're seeing out of Ripple, events like this, show us that Ripple is not worried at all about the current case against the SEC. I think Ripple likely sees this case as a simple tax on their business. They see it as a small roadblock in the way, but when it's done, they are going to have the full ability to dominate the US market and really dominate the global crypto sphere. It is great that we see so much confidence out of Ripple, and I just want you guys to understand that if Ripple is this confident with their current position against the SEC, you should be too. And that brings us to our question of the day. If you could pick where Ripple sets up their next headquarters, where would that be? Make sure to leave your answers down in the comments section below. Now I want to move on and talk about Mojo Loop because they put something in a presentation the other day that was extremely interesting. We have been hearing for a while now that there is a bunch of different companies working on the XRP ledger, but a private version of it. Despite this fact, we haven't seen too many businesses actually come out and say that they are running transactions on a private version of the XRP ledger, but I think it's important to point out that a lot of the reasons why people speculate that a flip of the switch moment will happen is because if businesses actually are working on a private version of the XRP ledger, eventually they're going to want to get off off that and go to the public version. This is really for the same reason why we don't see any businesses today using private versions of the internet. It really doesn't make any sense and really kills most of the capabilities of the internet itself. The same is really true for blockchain technology, and that's why a lot of people have speculated if there really are large businesses using private versions of the XRP ledger, well then hey, when they move over to the public version of the XRP ledger, there is going to be a drastic increase in demand for XRP because all that XRP that these companies were using on the private ledger now has to be accounted for on the public version of the XRP ledger. So with that said, for those of you who don't know, Mojo Loop is an organization of a bunch of companies trying to make payments all around the world easier. Some of the notable names in the Mojo Loop Foundation include the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google, and Ripple. Obviously, some very big names looking to transform the payment landscape, but the thing that was really interesting that you guys need to see actually came from a presentation they put out the other day. I thought it was pretty funny that I actually saw this the other day because very rarely does Mojo Loop actually make reference to Ripple. It seems like Ripple is almost some like hidden party in Mojo Loop that they don't want to make too public, but right after I saw that, the next day, Digital Asset Investor put out this video, and this video had something very interesting in it. Listen up.
So I'm on Mojo Loop's YouTube channel, and I'm watching this video, and watch this next slide when it comes up.
That will potentially entail. But I'm now going to pass it over to...
Okay, it's called Payment Hub as Gateway Component. It's got Mojo Loop right here, but look at the bottom, and it's kind of blurry. But the way I read that, it says source, I think that says Exolab, developments in India with, I can't read that, but it says connected to a private XRP based system, similar design for stable coins and CBDCs. Boom.
So boom indeed, because this perfectly confirms that so many businesses that are partnered with Ripple are using private versions of the XRP ledger for testing. And that's why I tweeted out, when testing is complete, the banks will migrate from the private ledger to the public ledger, the same public ledger we all own a part of. Guys, this is the value proposition that not a lot of people consider. We see so many different businesses saying, hey, we're going to use the XRP ledger, but people say, why isn't the price moving? It is looking more and more probable that the reason the price doesn't necessarily move with all these massive announcements is because they are using private versions of the XRP ledger to test things. We need to understand that a lot of the companies that are going to be utilizing XRP in the future come from very strict regulatory environments. Therefore, it makes a lot more sense to them, rather than taking a gamble on a brand new technology, to take some time, test things, make sure everything works. That way, when the time comes to really upgrade their systems, when the time comes to move on to the public ledger, they are confident that it will be able to handle all their needs. There is no doubt in my mind that from a risk management standpoint, this is what makes the most sense, and it makes a lot of sense to me that this is what's happening behind the scenes. And just to show you one more very interesting point about all of this, this is from Crypto Cowboy, and guys, this just shows you that this entire thing is a stage. There is so much more going on behind the scenes that we do not even see. The head of the Mojo Loop Foundation, Costa Peric, is an ex-chief architect at Swift and also on the board for the Interledger Foundation. The more you dig into these connections, you realize they do not stop. The ex-architects of the old financial system are moving on. They're building a new one on the backs of the XRP ledger using Ripple's technology. Guys, the signs are clear that all of these people are coming together to build a new space-age financial system that just works better. All the signs point to the fact that that is being built directly on XRP. And I want to finish off this video by quickly going over why I believe there will be a settlement in this case. I have made the point multiple times that I believe a settlement actually benefits both parties, but I want to hear from you guys before I let you know why I believe there's a settlement. Comment down below a why for yes, you do believe there will be a settlement, or no, there will be no settlement. I said in a previous video that I believe the SEC wants to settle because they will get a big payday from Ripple if they do settle. They will not set any precedents for other crypto projects to use. They won't make a playbook for other crypto projects to beat them in court. They won't have to hand over the Bill Hinman emails, which we know is huge, and the SEC will be able to stage the entire thing as a win for the organization, even though we'll all know that they really lost. But a lot of people were asking me, Ripple is doing so good in this case. Why would Ripple settle? Well, one of the main reasons why Ripple would settle is because they would get instant clarity. Even though Ripple is kicking the SEC's butt right now, there's still a chance they lose. We have to accept that. But if the SEC came out and said, you know what, we're willing to sign something, XRP is not a security, boom, you're done, you never have to worry about this again, well, that's instant clarity. They don't even have to worry about a judge being corrupted or something like that. So an instant clarity is an easy reason why Ripple would want to settle this case. Number two, they could also get away with no appeals happening in the future. Even if Ripple was to beat the SEC in court, there's a chance the SEC could appeal it to a higher level court. Now that may or may not go through, we don't know, but the point is that if there was a settlement that deemed XRP not a security, Ripple would never have to worry about this. So it would get rid of all the uncertainty around a potential appeal. Third, and this one is easy, it will take less time. Ripple wants this thing over with. They want to expand into the US. They're being held back by the SEC. They can hardly run their business in the US, and it's really preventing them from running their business the way they want to all over the world. The sooner this is over, the sooner Ripple's business can absolutely explode all over the world. We know Ripple is gaining traction, and it's gaining traction fast, but for Ripple to be the standard, for XRP to be the standard of payments, they need clarity in the biggest market in the entire world, and that's the US. The sooner that happens, the better it is for Ripple. There's no question about it. Clarity cannot come soon enough, and time is a huge factor for Ripple. Last of all, and this one's kind of subjective, but it will leave good relations with the SEC. We know later on Ripple wants to IPO, so I'm guessing the SEC would be much happier with the settlement than losing this case. So if it does in fact end with the two parties coming to an agreement, well, that has to be better terms than one of the parties taking a huge loss. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this update. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. It really goes so far in helping this channel grow. I hope all of you have a great night, and for now, Mickle out.